Hi you guys, welcome back. I'm out here on the patio working through my hellebore collection. So I've been cutting them back, and I'm going to show you guys how I take care of my hellebores in containers. These hellebores are being housed inside of my greenhouse, you guys, and I moved them there right before the record-breaking storm, literally moments before the weather just started to come down. The temps were going to be very low, and since I had them in these terracotta pots, I thought it was important that I go ahead and I give them a little bit of shelter. Now, hellebores are hardy from USDA zone 4 to 9, so they could have been fine, but they are in this terracotta pot, and terracotta is very porous. They freeze and they crack, and I want to keep these hellebores in here for some time. Before I move them out, I want to go in and I want to start working on my hellebores here. Now, if you get down on the inside of this plant here, I go in up underneath the umbrella. I'm just going to go in and I am going to get out these leaves here. This foliage is very unsightly, so I'm going to go in and cut this down right at the base. Same thing right here, over here on this side. I'm going right down to the base again. All of this looks beautiful. It's nothing wrong with this foliage right here. And we have another example. Here's another pot right here. Now this container, we picked up this container from Arkansas actually when we went on a hellebore haul, and they literally sat in a container all spring, all summer long, and here they are now. So these were also brought inside with the rest of the hellebores. I'm just going in and I'm going to get a little bit of my fertilizer. Whatever fertilizer you use is perfectly fine. Now I'm just going to go in and fertilize it. I have this beautiful Kalanchoe plant here, And it's not too beautiful right now because what I've done is I went through and I have intentionally stressed this plant out. And the reason why I did that is because so often I get inboxes about how do I take care of this plant. I get pictures of distressed plants and they're wanting to know what to do with this plant. So I knew I was going to be working on the Kalanchoe collection as part of my beautiful display because I'm transitioning all of my indoor collections out to another collection. The Kalanchoe plant is a perfect plant for anyone. It doesn't matter what zone you're in when you're using this indoors because it is the perfect plant for beginners. It is one of the cheapest plants and it gives off a ton of blooms and it puts on a beautiful prolific show. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going in and we are going to start cutting back some of these blooms here. Look on the inside of this plant. First, let's go in and let's cut off all of these dead blooms right here. So we're going to move the water over to the side and we're going to start cutting. Can you guys see where I'm making this cut at? All around. Inside of the plant, you can see where we have some leaves that are dead, okay, or on their way to. We're going to go ahead, let's take it out of the plant can. We're going to shed some of these leaves. This leaf right here, we're going to cut that out. Same thing right here, we're just going to cut this off right here. Oh, came off on its own. Let this soak in water. Soil has shrunk so far away from the plant can because it's extremely dehydrated. There are over 120 different species of Kalanchoe. I like this variety because it flowers. You guys, I'm absolutely crazy about plants, but I love a plant that puts on a beautiful show. Start getting into flowering houseplants. Kalanchoe is going to be a beautiful entry point for you if you're new to keeping flowers on the inside because they require very little care. Kalanchoe is native to Madagascar and the tropics of Africa. So when you think about that, you want to kind of provide it with the same environment that it would be there. So therefore, we're not going to be giving this plant a lot of water because Kalanchoe is technically a succulent. So it is going to have some water inside of its leaves as well. So you want to just put your hand down in the soil. It'll tell you when it needs to be watered. If you go down and it's dry, then you go ahead and you give it some water. What I like to do is I like to give my Kalanchoe bottom water, or I will use more of a pinpoint watering can. That way I'm not really exposing the leaves. Now, this beautiful Kalanchoe that we have right here in this container, this white one, you guys, this white one started off small, just like this one right here. And it has definitely loved its life because it has grew into this beautiful specimen right here. You're going to pot up this pink one here. Now, I had a pink one that was just like this one right here. And when my little niece was here, she just wanted it. And it was actually a little bit bigger than this. I did not want to part with it because I knew I was doing a collection. But what I did was I went ahead and I just gave her the Kalanchoe. It's just a plant. That way she can start to practice on different house plants, and I knew that she would have success with the house plant. I went out and I got a pink one like this one right here. These are very easy to find, you guys. and they're very easy to propagate. Now, I'm going to show you what everything looks like here, because here is one that we also went in and we propagated as well. This is also a white one. I'm going to be transplanting this small one here. We're going to let this grow on like the one that I let my niece have right here. So I couldn't find one like this, so I ended up getting this one right here. So it still fits with how we're going to do the collection. So I'm going to finish moving everything off of the tray here. Here's another one that we propagated, and you see it already has the bloom on it. And then look at this one, you guys. So we're definitely going to be giving shades of white and pink for sure, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And as always, I'm going to show you guys how you can style this on the table. So like I said, this is going to be very easy to replicate for sure. We're going to start off potting this first one up. Now, when I picked my terracotta pot, I was very selective because I didn't want to have to pick anything that was too big. And I like the way that the Kalanchoes look when they're in a smaller container. It gives it more of a voluptuous look, very full and voluptuous, and I like that. So we're just going to pop this right on down. It's a perfect fit, you guys. Okay, now for this one right here, I could come in and I could pot this in this small container with the rest of them, but since we're doing a collection, we're not going to do that. We are going to be very methodical in the way that we're placing these containers, even down to the small Kalanchoe that we have here, and you'll see it once we set it up. It would be beautiful to put it in a small container like this, but we don't want to do that. That's so cliche. We want to go ahead and we want to show the range of containers that we have here. So again, just like this one, I'm going to come in and use a little bit of coffee filter. Have this potted up, you guys. If you are potting up a container and you're not really sure about soil versus the pot, this is a very easy way to go ahead and pot it up. That's one of the things that I get inboxed about. How much soil do you need around the pot? So it's a very easy way, especially when you're dealing with something small like this. I wanted it to be more centered than anything. So let's go ahead and let's get this collection in its place. So we're going to set this big one right here. We're going to come in with the smaller one. We're going to put this here. And all of these containers, including the small ones, have the saucers to go to it. Very easy plant to propagate, and you can literally have a ton of plants. And all of these pink ones that you see right here All of these came from cuttings. The succulent arrangement that I put together, the flowers that were in there, those Kalanchoes came from propagation. Drop down in that comment box. I want to know, do you have Kalanchoe as part of your container arsenal? I would love to hear from you guys. Until next time, you guys,